next question. In regards to working out, right, and training for selection.
And by selection, you mean special forces or ranger or SEAL selection.
Yeah,
that's what they're talking about here.
Yeah. So, Jocko, what do you think of rucking as fitness versus just train up?
So for people that don't know what rucking is putting a backpack on, a rucksack with a bunch of weight in it, and walking long distances. And to be honest with you, you really are jogging. You know, you're really going at a pretty good pace when you're doing it.
And that's it as far as rucking goes.
That's what rucking is. Because in the military, they can bring the pain with ruck marches. Forced road marches is what they're called.
Yeah, you'd be rucking all up in it.
You'll be rucking till you don't want to be rucking anymore. And so, you'll do 20-mile forced road march, which is just you're on the road with a 50-pound pack just marching, you know. And so the thing is, like anything else, if you want to get good at it, you got to do it, right? So if you want to get good at, people ask me, well, how do you get good at pull-ups? How do you get good at pull-ups? I'm like, do pull-ups. How do you get good at running? Run. How do you get at swimming? Swim. Oh, you want to know how to get good at jiu-jitsu? Do jiu-jitsu. Right. Get on the mat and do jiu-jitsu a bunch.
Yep.
And if you want to get good at rucking, at humping a ruck, at carrying weight over long distances, ruck. Because there's all kinds of little things got to get used to. Your feet got to get prepared. You're going to get weird muscles. Your back's got to get stronger. You're going to get, calluses all over your feet. It takes a special type of fitness regimen to get used to and ready for long ruck marches. And that special fitness regimen is rucking and lots of it. So if you want to eventually, you can augment that. You can start doing squats, you can start doing sprints, and that'll help you. That's fine. But the foundation of the preparation for ruck humping should be ruck humping. And that's what's going to make you good at it. So,
did you do that?
I did. And rucking for me, actually, oddly enough, is something that I was good at. No. And it's weird because I wasn't the fastest sprinter and I wasn't the best long distance runner. What does that make you? Right. It makes you a loser, right? You can't win a sprint and you can't run a long distance run. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're kind of in the middle though.
I was in the middle,
like you're strong. And
what I realized was that was good for carrying a rucksack.
Yeah.
And I got used to it too because I was a radioman. So I always had to carry a freaking radio, 30-pound radio with water and batteries, and it's always heavy. You're just sucking it up. And so I got used to it. I suppose it was that more than anything else.
You're like, you ever seen the movie Tremors?
No, I haven't seen the movie Tremors.
Right. Well, there's a time at the end they were like, man, we need to go to those mountains for those, to avoid the underground worms. And they were like, hey, we could take the cat. And he's like, hey, it's slow. The cat is a big, the bobcat.
I actually know what a bobcat is. I'm not sure I know what underground worms are.
That's something completely different, but they're bad. So they took the cat, and the guy was like, no, we can't take the cat. It's slower than hell. And he's like, it doesn't. It can carry a ton though. It was. He was like you. You're like the cat. So they hooked up this big trailer, which is the ruck in your chest, and and they drove everybody to the mountains.
What were they planning to do? Walk?
No, they were trapped on roofs, on a rooftop, and they're like, we're all gonna starve up here. We got to make it to the mountains. It's like 9 miles. Okay. They're like, how are we gonna get there? We can't run. They're gonna get us. We can't, So they'll say, we'll get the cat.
Got it.
And they were like, oh, it's too slow. But they're like, yeah, but it can carry this big trailer.
Yeah. And I used to say that in the SEAL teams, and I don't know, my opinion was it was better to be built like a 4x4 than like a Porsche.
Yeah.
It was better to be just because you got to carry weight around.
Right,
you got to be durable. You know, what would you rather have working on a farm? Ford F350 or a Porsche?
Yeah.
A Porsche is cool for the track when everything's all lined up and dialed the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But you get any kind of terrain going on, you want that 4x4. And you want it bad. And so that's why, the SEALs, the SEALs guys that were kind of more a 4x4 than a Porsche.
Yeah, so you
would
can
be
get
better in the field, in the real SEAL situations.
Yeah.
You know, the actual, because the thing about it's a misconception about the SEAL teams is, you know, you see guys running on the beach and you see guys swimming in the ocean and they never are carrying anything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's just complete lie, because every time you do anything in the SEAL teams, you're carrying a ton of weight with you.
Yeah.
And so you got to be built like a 4x4 and not like a Porsche.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, you'd way rather someone like you than some sprinter who can run like a 4.240. But then you put some, you know, something on his back.
A sprinter is actually, you know, what you just want somebody that's durable.
Yeah.
Durable is the word.
Yeah.
And if they're a great athlete and they can have an awesome 40 time, or they can run a marathon, but they're just durable, it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
not trying to put
makes sense.
parameters around the guys.
Sure,
Because
yeah.
there was a guy when I was at Team 2, and he was a guy I actually went through buds with, and he's kind of a short guy, and he was kind of had an odd body shape.
Yeah.
And so he kind of had almost like a little pudgy belly. And he just was one of those guys. And the funny thing is, he could run faster than me and he could bench more than me. Yeah, no kidding. It was awesome. I love that. Yeah. He's an awesome guy. Awesome guy. I said, you know, that's cool. People say that about him because he's a little bit short and a little bit pouty looking. I'm like, he can actually bench more than me and he can run faster than me. He can beat me in all the runs. So let's just be quiet here.
Yeah, yeah.